There are a total of 6 different classes in Squad Busters, consisting of the healers, the suppliers, the speedsters, the defenders, the attackers, and the all-rounders. So we're going to rank the best and the worst character for each of these classes. Let's start with the attackers, consisting of Colt, Bow, Wizard, Dynamite, V, Witch, and Archer Queen. Attackers have some of the strongest characters, such as Colt and Witch, 2 of the highest DPS characters in the game. However, the weakest attacker is by far Dynamite. Guys, Dynamite does the lowest damage in the entire game, only 90 damage per second, and that's a big reason because he does area damage. However, even at 90 damage per second, it's just too insignificant to make a big impact in a game. In fact, he's so weak that he's the only character in the game, guys, that is unable to beat the Uncaged Goblin in a 1v1. Look at this. He's about to lose, and he gets busted. Also, guys, all these Brawl Stars characters like El Primo, Colt, Shelly, Bo, they all have their supers in this game, such as Colt's Bullet Storm he can charge up and use, Shelly's Shell Shock, where she can deal area damage and knock back enemies, and that's what makes these characters so powerful in Squad Busters. However, they did not give Dynamite his super. As for the best attacker in the game, that is undoubtedly the Archer Queen. Even though she's not as strong as Colt or Witch, she has 2 things that make her very overpowered. The first is her ability to make ranged units attack faster. That means she's going to empower your long range units such as your Colt or your Witch, your Wizard. All of these characters are going to get a boost to their overall DPS. They can deal more damage in a hurry. So her ability to support long range makes her super OP. And the second ability that makes her very OP is her ability she gets at 2 stars, where she's gonna fire exploding arrows, guys, every 10 seconds. So you can catch enemy squads, you can catch an enemy character, you can knock it back and take it out very easily. It's one of the best abilities in the entire game. Next, let's rate the suppliers. We have Goblin, Greg, Mavis, Trader, and Penny. Guys, the worst supplier in the game, unfortunately, is Goblin. Goblin is very strong on certain modifiers like Doppelganger, but overall, he's just not very good at the late game. If you're getting the Goblin, you often have to fuse him, whereas other characters are just overall better. Brawlers such as Barbarian and Shelly, if you can fuse them, you're going to get a lot more use out of them, especially with their supers and their abilities. Whereas Goblin, he lacks those abilities. He doesn't have many abilities apart from just getting you coins. As for the best supplier in the game, that is hands down Trader. Trader is very broken with combination of other suppliers. If you combine them with a Goblin or Mavis, Greg, and get those units, get coins, the more coins you get, the more gems you're going to get, and he's going to provide you with an inordinate amount of those gems in certain modifiers such as Doppelganger, Double Trouble. If you combine him with those suppliers, he's so strong. As for Speedsters, we only have 3 of them: Chicken, Hog Rider, and Max. The weakest is obviously the Chicken. Unfortunately, he doesn't deal as much damage. He gets you those boosts, but one of the things that makes Chicken an unfavorable pick is his health. He has very low health. If you're gonna get the Chicken, you often have to fuse him. Otherwise, he's gonna be one of the first units that you lose in a squad versus squad battle. As for the best Speedster, that is hands down Max. However, Hog Rider is also very good. The main thing that separates them is Max's power. Max is very strong. He's one of the strongest, well, actually, she is one of the strongest characters in the game. She has 200 damage per second. But Hog Rider's not so bad himself either. He has 150, unfortunately, but if you can get on bushes, you can get easy, fast speed boost with him. So both of these characters are very good, but Max is just a little better. Next, for our tanks, there are 6 of them. We have El Primo, Heavy, Nita, Tank Girl, Royale King, and Barbarian King. Now, a lot of these tanks are very good, especially if you fuse them. Fusing any of these tanks, you can get so much health, around 10,000 health for each of these units. However, the worst one I would have to go with is the Royale King. Unfortunately, the reason the Royale King is not very good is because of his rarity. He's an epic rare character, and that comes with a disadvantage because epics you're not going to often get inside a game, and so you're gonna have a hard time fusing Royale King, whereas other tanks that are less common such as El Primo, Heavy, Nita, you're gonna get them often, and because of that you're gonna be able to fuse them. And fusing a tank is a big advantage, because why would you want to get a tank? You want to get a tank because of their high health, right? And you want to fuse them because it almost triples their health, so that's a big advantage. However, for our best tank, it's between Tank Girl and Barbarian King. Barbarian King, he makes your melee units stronger, and that is a very powerful ability if you have a lot of melee units in your squad, such as Barbarian, El Primo, Hog Rider, and so on. However, the best rare in the game is Tank Girl, and what makes Tank Girl so strong is her ability to get inside of a tank, and that empowers her so much. That tank gives her so much health and so much power. She has the highest damage and health once she's inside her tank, making her the best rare character and the best defender in the game. As for the best all-rounders, guys, we have 3 of them. We have Barbarian, Shelly, and Mortis. All of the all-rounders are so good that it's gonna be so hard for me to pick who the worst one here is. You can say Mortis might be the worst because he's an epic and it's hard to get him. It's hard to fuse him, of course, but he's so strong, and then when he kills enemies, he makes them into pets, and that's a big advantage, especially if you can get him early in the game. And then we have Barbarian, who's really strong in his elite form. The more Barbarians you get, they become elite warriors, and that makes them stronger and beefier, making them very good tanks. So it's gonna be a hard one, but the best is definitely Shelly, guys. Shelly does so much damage. At her 3-star form, her DPS raises to 200 per second, which is just absolutely insane for an all-rounder with high health. And then an ability with super that has a shell shock ability that pushes enemies back and also does area damage. She's just so powerful. She's hands down the best all-rounder in the game. As for the worst, man, it's gonna be hard between Barbarian and Mortis, but I guess I would have to go with the Barbarian here, but it's really close. It really depends on how you see it. Both of them are really good. As for the best healers, guys, there's only 3 of them: Medic, Pam, and Battle Healer. The Battle Healer is hands down the best healer, not only because she heals your squad. Every time you open a chest, guys, she heals your entire squad. But on top of that, she also boosts the entire squad's health by 400. And if you get her to 3 stars, she boosts them by 600. This is a very underrated ability. She makes your entire squad beefier, stronger, more health. And that makes it really strong, guys. Imagine your entire squad, everyone getting 600 HP boost. That is huge. As for the other 2 healers between Medic and Pam, the worst one I would have to pick would probably be Pam, mainly because I like Medic's ability to constantly heal your squad over time. Whereas Pam, her ability to heal relies on you opening a chest, and then you have to stand on the healing station for your a squad to get health. And a lot of times that can be bad because you want to constantly be moving around the map, and you don't want to wait too long in one area just to heal. And so Pam, not as good of a healer compared to the other 2. So let me know if you guys agree with my ratings for the best and the worst characters for every class. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget, never stop busting. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.